Hey, what is going on, fantasy fans? I wanted to make a video, really a disclaimer or a caveat and disclaimer on how to use cheat sheets with fantasy baseball for 2013. So we're coming really, really close to the beginning of the season, just a couple weeks here. Everybody's kind of getting their leagues prepared. The drafts are starting. Well, they have been starting some for a couple weeks now, but a lot of you guys are waiting till this weekend or next week to complete your drafts. So I wanted to make a video with a disclaimer on how to use cheat sheets properly. One of the biggest things you can do is use a cheat sheet improperly, and it's really just going to screw up your entire draft, make your season horrible, and if you have money on the line, it's just really going to aggravate you and make your life harder with waiver wires and whatnot. Okay, so the first thing that I want to do is I want to open up what a cheat sheet is going to look like. So here's a league that just completed drafting. This was a league where I just let the computer auto pick everything for me. I will be following up with this league, but obviously I'm not taking it too serious since the computer made all my picks for me. Let me show you what the cheat sheet on this website looks like. Okay, so here's our cheat sheet. All the names are crossed out because this is a completed draft. So one of the worst things that you can do is just really go in there to your draft on draft day, have this cheat sheet sitting next to you, and just kind of go and rack them off and say, okay, the first thing I want to do is I know I want to pick up an outfielder, so I'm going to pick up Mike Trout. And then you're going to go, I want a first baseman, so you're going to go after whoever the best first baseman is going to be, second baseman, whatnot. One of the biggest tips that I can give you is to not go by position. What you want to do is you want to draft the best player on the board if you can. And if that leaves you with, maybe I don't want to say a horrible, but a lacking pitching staff down the road, those are always things that you can fix with waiver wires. I've had seasons before where my pitching staff really just stunk, but I was able to pick up good enough players on waiver wires to win the whole thing for me, because I did pick up players that were the best available. So don't draft for position is the tip. Really draft for whoever the best player is out there. Pick them up, whether you use them or not. It's just going to benefit your team. Okay? So that's the first thing I want to tell you. The second thing I want to tell you is you have to be dynamic, or you have to make the cheat sheet dynamic. And it's not going to do it for you unless you have some type of a program or an app that you bought, which there are some out there. They're basically dynamic cheat sheets, which as the draft progresses, it'll change who the best pick is for you based on a number of statistics, based off of expert opinion polls and whatnot. So if you decide to utilize those, that's great. You're going to have to pay for them 90% of the time. But if not, you're going to have to make the cheat sheet dynamic for yourself. And the way to do that is a couple of things. So you want to have the cheat sheet available to you. The next thing that you want to have available to you, depending on your league, is you're going to want to have this bad boy right here. And what this is this is the average auction value, the AAV. Okay, so you have your player and position, and then you have what the value is listed and how much you should be paying. Okay, so you want to have that available, and you also want to have knowledge of the ADP. Okay, so that stands for the average draft position. Now you can figure this out in a couple of different ways. So let me minimize this. I'm going to go back to the league home. Okay, and I'm using the CBS Sports. They're my favorite site to host my league. Okay, so to find the ADP, you can do a couple things. One, if you're just in a league with your buddies, you're going to kind of figure it out by talking to them, picking their brains. You should be communicating with them. Depending on how serious you take this league, you're going to get some insider information on where you think a player's ADP is going to fall. Okay, if you know that the guy with the first pick is going to, he's going after Mike Trout. The guy with the second pick is probably going to go Ryan Braun. You're going to kind of know where you're going to fall with that third person, and that's what the ADP truly is, and it's going to help you analyze your entire cheat sheet. Now, if you're not in a league with your buddies or people that if it's not a winners league, then what you can do is you can go to drafting trends. Okay, and what you can do is you can download this, and you can kind of see where players in the current season 2013 fantasy season are being drafted in most leagues, and you can use this to your benefit in one specific way, both with this drafting trends Excel sheet and with the knowledge of your friends and knowing what the ADP is going to be for a specific player. In that, you don't want to go by a cheat sheet, and I said don't draft by position, but if you know that you can pick up here's the name right here. If you know you can pick up Robinson Cano in a later round, then pick him up in a later round. That's where ADP comes in. You have to be knowledgeable of where other people are going to be drafting, where you think they're going to be drafting, what the trends show, so that you can get the most bang for your buck. And that works both in an auction league and in a snake league, whether it be head-to-head or roto or well, whatever, really. So you want to get the most bang for your buck. You want to make sure that you're drafting players at the proper time, and that's really the best advice that I can give you there. So the ADP, you want to be familiar with that. You want to know what the average auction value is, so that you're not, overpaying and you pay for a player in the proper round. I guess that should be it. So that is basically all the information that I wanted to give you on cheat sheets. Hopefully it helped you out a little bit. The biggest thing that I can tell you is make them dynamic. Don't just take the cheat sheet and start to draft by position and who the best person in that position is. You really want to use all the information that you could possibly have. So talking to your league mates, looking at drafting trends, looking at average auction values, combining that information with the cheat sheet in the highest ranked player in that position, and then drafting. So you can optimize your funds, you can optimize your average draft position, you can optimize how much you pay for that person, and hopefully you optimize your entire draft and you have a successful season. All right, I'm Dan. That was my tip, a disclaimer on how to use cheat sheets. Have a good one, guys. Bye.